Today, 3 awesome and need to know uses of the transparency window in Illustrator. Also sponsoring today's video is PDFelement, the best way to edit, convert, use and to generate PDFs. An in-depth look later in today's video on the free trial version, but also how to get 20% off the paid version. Here is the first result with today's transparency window tutorial, a non-destructive way to add a decent shadow and shading to your design. There are 3 techniques in total in today's video, so follow along and let's make good use of the transparency window in Adobe Illustrator. We obviously need some text for the first transparency window effect, so you can press Command or Control T to bring up the character window. And the font I'm going to use today is my very own custom font, Script Satori. We can find the transparency window here in the sidebar, but it's also located up in the top drop-down menu under Transparency. We can drag the transparency window out like so, which just makes our life that much more easier when working in Illustrator. We're going to create outlines today, and then choose a colour for your text. I'm going to go for a nice calming blue, keeping things nice and peaceful. Finally, press M for the rectangle tool and then generate a square like so. We do this so we can relate back to the original colour at any time throughout the tutorial. Now we want to lock down the lettering so it doesn't move around throughout the video, and then zoom in to have a better scope of the first technique. We're going to use the pen tool to draw a shape out like so. If you have Illustrator CC, you can hold down the Alt Option key and adjust the curve like so. But if you don't, just press A for the Direct Selection tool and adjust the handles. This shape is effectively going to be a nice shadow along the leg of my letter R. And so next, we're going to want to flick the stroke over to a fill and then add a gradient to that fill. In the gradient window, we're going to make the first colour black and then white. However, on the white side of the gradient, we want to make the opacity down to 0%. And this is so the gradient blends nicely along the contour. Now you need to take the gradient tool from the toolbar and then draw out the gradient to match your lettering. Next, we're going to finally utilise the power of the transparency window for the first of 3 effects today. Unlock the letter and then copy the letter with Command or Control C. You then need to press Command Control plus Shift and plus V. This will paste the copy right over the top. Next, hold down Shift and click the top letter and then also the gradient as well. And then in the transparency window, you simply click Make Mask. For this technique, leave the settings as they are. Later we're going to be using different settings with different techniques. We're now going to make the gradient more matched to the colour of the letter by selecting the square and copying the RGB colour mode at the bottom of the colour window. So copy that with Command or Control C and then select the shadow gradient. With it selected, head into the gradient window and proceed to double click the colour swatch. Change the mode to RGB and then paste in the RGB colour code into the box with Command or Control V. You can then go ahead and increase the black value swatch number like so. Finally, change the other side of the slider to the same blue. However, this side is 0% opacity, so it's just going to blend the overall shadow perfectly into the letter. And there is the first of 3 awesome techniques with the transparency window. Let's move on to the next techniques in today's tutorial. Here I have more text, but also have a brush stroke. You can download various different vector strokes and shapes online at websites like Vecteezy or Freepik, which are all linked down below in the description. First off, copy your vector shape and then select the lettering. Open the transparency window and click Make Mask. Click the right hand window and then paste in the vector shape with Command or Control V. Now it's just a case of moving around the vector shape until you're completely happy with the design. You can add multiple vector shapes into the same set of letters with this method. Also, you can go back and edit the text anytime you want, changing the letters and the fonts. You can have lots of fun with this technique, and of course it works on all objects, not just text. It can be used to make grunge and old style designs too, so experiment and have some fun with it. Final use of the transparency window in Illustrator is utilizing blend modes. I will very quickly show you a crude example. If I make a circle with the ellipse tool and then copy it with Command or Control C, I can paste it directly over the original one with Command or Control F. I want to cut out a section of the new circle by using a third circle like so. Simply heading into the Pathfinder window and then clicking the -1 option. So the final result is having a crescent shape over the top of a full circle. The Illustrator transparency window has blend modes much like in Adobe Photoshop, but the Illustrator blend modes are obviously going to result with a vector design. You can have lots of fun with the blend modes too, and if you stack multiple objects using blend modes upon each other, you can make some very interesting designs indeed. Next, I'm going to show you guys PDFelement, which is a great way to navigate, use, and also convert PDFs in your graphic design workflow. Although there are many PDF editors out there, there are very few that offer such a wide scope for editing PDFs such as PDFelement. I'm going to show you some really awesome features of PDFelement right now. PDFelement is functional and available on both Windows and Macintosh. When you open a PDF with PDFelement, you can literally go in and edit your text. It's simple and straightforward to do, and right off the bat, this is a feature that I know many people and designers wish they would have with their PDF viewers. You can edit the wording itself, but you can also go in and do things like add a bold effect, change the colour, as well as many other options that you can see in the toolbar now. You can also click and drag imagery and parts of your design around your document like so. It couldn't be easier. There are also some options here which will allow you to add a watermark to your PDF design, crop the PDF, link various different things, and much more. If you head into the page section here, you're going to be met with the layout of your PDF document, which you can rotate around the pages if need be. And you can even simply rearrange the order of your pages with one click and one drag. So if you want to try out the free version, head to the link down in the description below, but also get 20% off today with the discount code that you can see on screen now. The code is also down in the description below, guys. So yeah, try out PDFelement today and edit your PDFs with ease. So there was today's video on 3 different ways that you can use a transparency window with your graphic designs. Be sure to share my content on social media and also drop a like and a comment to let me know you enjoyed today's tutorial. I'm going to be back with more graphic design content later this week. So until then guys, design your future today. Peace.